Hi friends, this is Sudarshan. I have over 10 plus years of experience in developing web and enterprise applications. I am interested in teaching and share my knowledge to all my students and friends. I am creating microservices development with Spring Boot tutorial series. In this tutorial, I will be going through all the Spring Boot components and I will be showing like how to create a microservice, how to call the microservice, how to do unit testing. All the concepts I will be covering in this tutorial, and I'm sure you will gain knowledge from this course. I'll be uploading the videos regularly. Please subscribe to my channel and click on the icon to get more updates from this channel. At the end of the course, I will demo a real-time project and show the real responsibilities and roles in the current project or in any of the project, how you will handle, what type of work you will do. All those I will be covering. I will upload interview questions to crack any Spring Boot microservices project. Okay. Now, before going to Spring Boot directly, I will cover some few topics like what is web service, what technical terms we use, what are all the things will be there in web services. I will be covering all those. Web service. Web service. What is web service first? It's service offered over the internet. What service offers over the internet? It transfers, it sends the data over the internet it, through some communication. I will go through what type of communication, how data sends. It's like machine to machine communication, like application to application communication over the network. Web service is called service offered over the internet, and machine to machine, machine will talk to another machine and get the data, or application talks to another application and gets the data. Okay. If you take an example, AccuWeather, here user can search any of the city name user interested by providing the longitude or latitude, or selecting the directly address city name. This app, this data can be used multiple applications. This can be used in Android app, multiple Android apps we have, even iOS apps, desktop applications, web applications we can use. Here, what data, what we are using? We are using the data. The data is provided by the, like we cannot maintain, each and every application cannot maintain uh, this what we call weather forecasting, or uh, some stationery is required to read the data. We cannot do all the sort of the data. So here, instead of doing all those, we will get the data from some of the server, from the government or from official some of these websites, and we can do predict analysis, we can do some analytics, and we put it in a beautiful way. We can do all the sorts of information. Next, here, if you take an example, weather application, one is there, two, three, four, all different applications. All the applications are talking to one satellite server or one weather service. All the weather services will, these applications will get the data from the weather service and put it in put it in display in the UI. Like some application display in different way, some other applications use in different way. Okay. In the web services concept, there are three key features: machine to machine interaction, platform independent, communication over network. First concept is machine to machine. How machine talks to another machine. What is mean by platform independent? Communication over network. How data passed between application to application. Okay. Here application one is there and web service. The web service is just like another application. It's not like something different. It is another application. It provides the data. Here web service, this application gives the data to the application unit. how it talks through this mechanism. Machine to machine communication using request response. Application 1 sends the request and whether service or web service, this responds to the request with some format response. It requests, it gives the response. What is mean by platform independent? All these applications can be developed with different programming languages. Can be Java, Python, .NET, Node.js, or SAP, whatever programming language they can use and develop. And weather service also can be in any format, C Sharp or C or any programming language. All these applications will talk to weather service and get the weather information and do forecasting and display on the web UI or Android UI wherever they wanted to display. They can display it. Next. Here, platform independent I have covered. How they are communicating using request response mechanism. This is the application on talking to web service. How data passed using request response. Three key features: machine to machine interaction, platform independent, communication over network. All the communication will happen in the network only. Request response. Here we saw just request and response, right? What is request? How response? Request response formats. Request response formats, two formats we have. One is XML format and another one is JSON format. Request response formats I am talking. Two formats, XML format and JSON format. XML is extended markup language, JSON is JavaScript object notation. Get temperature is main node, under that have city subnode, country subnode, and closing the get temperature and closing the city and country according to their respective positions. JSON. JSON is just like a key value pair. Get temperature will be just replaced with braces. Remaining will be same. Only city here it takes and actual value Bangalore, country, and all those things. Temperature. JavaScript object notation and XML format. Next, request response details. What details it will have? Request. What response details we will have? What format it contains? All the things we will be going through. This is called service definition. Service definition will have all the information about how the request should be, what response it should have, what type of response it will give. Here, service definition will have service endpoint. What is the service endpoint? I will go through the details about how service endpoint later sections. Just remember, service endpoint will be there. A request response format will be there, like XML request or XML response, XML request or JSON response. These details will be there in request response format. Request structure. What type of structure is like get temperature? This will be the structure. Structure like first node will be there, next city node will be there, country node will be there, like that format will be there. Like JSON, if you take JSON, first city will be there, next country will be there, temperature, all these attributes will be present. It will be having the format. What format? Next response format also. Response format also, how the response will contain, what type of information it will have. All the information will be present in the response structure. Next, terminologies. What terminologies we use in web services? Request we use the terminology. Response terminology we use format XML or JSON format. Service providers. Service provider is nothing but application one and application. If you take web service, in this case, in this example, web service is the service provider and application is the consumer. Service provider provides the data and the consumer consumes the data. And service definition, we just gone through this. Service definition contains all the information about request and response. And transport, how the data transports, how data sends over the internet using which protocol. It sends the data through HTTP or SOAP protocol. Okay.